Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is our latest Game of Thrones reaction video. And today we are up to Season 2, Episode 8, The
Prince of
of
Winterfell.
Winterfell. Oh my.
That
And
sounds like fun.
as always, I am joined by my co-host, Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
Hey, how's it going?
That's all right. Are you feeling like a prince today of Winterfell?
I don't know about feeling like a prince today. Maybe like an ice prince because it's so damn cold outside.
Perfect. Sounds just like Winterfell, so you're good.
Oh, well then, yeah, I guess I am the Prince of Winterfell today.
Now that we are on to episode 8, our last episode was definitely one of the setup episodes. Lots of things are being put into place. So Daenerys gets down to the bottom of what happened to her dragons. It was Pyat the warlock, who took them, and in the process killed all of the 13 except for Zaro, who he was in cahoots with to make Zaro the new king of Karth. Then we saw more with Arya and Tywin as they continue their battle of wits going back and forth, as Tywin seems to be enjoying his conversations with Arya, though also seems to be mining for more information as he goes along. Then we saw Robb take a stroll with Talisa, further strengthening that little potential relationship coming up. While Jaime killed his cousin and the Karstark boy to escape from his prison cell, though he was abruptly captured and thrown right back in. But it caused quite the division amongst Robb's camp, as Lord Karstark wanted him dead right then and there. Then Theon went on a hunt for Rickon and Bran throughout the north, and at the end of the episode, revealed to Winterfell 2 burned children who may or may not be the young little lords from Winterfell. So we'll see there.
More child death.
Yes, more child death. Then Ygritte continued to egg on and flirt with Jon before she saw her perfect chance to escape, while leading Jon into a trap of her own, and they circled the wildlings, encroached upon our young Snow. Finally, Sansa got her first period. Yeah, and it was reported to Cersei, so now the wedding can happen. Yay.
For them.
So that was episode 7. Let's see what we're up with in episode 8, The Prince of Winterfell.
Oh.
See, here's the Greyjoy Kraken up here, Tyler, for you on my shirt.
Oh yeah,
a little top Kraken.
I mean, theirs is cool. What about the salmon?
No, there's no no salmon here.
Where's the red salmon Tywin talked about? I want to see that one. Oh no, not the birds. No messages are sent out of Winterfell anymore.
Why, it's the Prince of Winterfell.
Huh? They said it.
It's attractive.
Envy. Which one gave you the tougher fight, the cripple or the 6-year-old? Are you the dumbest cunt alive?
Oh my gosh.
A cunt. A dumb cunt who killed the only 2 Starks in Winterfell.
Jesus Christ. And she's just like roasting him. I mean, I'm kind of okay with it because Theon's kind of terrible right now. Oh man, they got bone masks and everything.
Lord of Bones.
Well, at least Jon's alive.
Already got one, Crow.
I think he'll want to decide for himself.
Well, at least Ygritte clearly does like Jon.
Just not letting him get killed.
Ygritte definitely likes him.
Afraid, I suppose. I don't know her first name.
Breaking the news to her.
I'm sure you'll be very happy.
Well, I guess it had to come up eventually, right?
And when I speak to people from the north, they all loved your father.
I did too.
Chopping off Joffrey's head, you mean?
That would be a start.
Yeah. I'm all for any sort of killing of Joffrey.
I'm trying to dissuade him, woman.
Anytime anyone brings up that as their option for peace, I'm down.
Escaped in the night.
Oh no.
How?
Again?
Why?
For the girls.
Come on.
I would carve out my heart.
Catelyn's not looking too good.
If he would let my sons wake from their graves.
Especially since like her
I don't want your
information
grief, I
is
want my
not,
vengeance.
you know, accurate.
And you did it all behind my back.
Punish her.
Make sure she's guarded day and night.
Rob.
Oh, and he's Brienne is taking him along for the journey. Oh God, she's gonna be beating him up the whole time. Oh God.
What's your name?
It's a long way to King's Landing. Might as well get to know one another. Have you known many men?
I can only imagine the banter that they're gonna be dealing with if they're stuck together.
Why do you hate me so much? Have I ever harmed you? You've harmed others.
I mean, does Jamie not realize how terrible of a person he is?
Has anyone ever told you you're
Like he just is so ignorant to his own terrible deeds.
To anger. Do you take me for an idiot?
Oh God, I think this might be one of my new favorite plot lines. They're just
Jamie and
gonna
Brienne on the move.
they're just gonna annoy the hell out of each other the whole time. That little boat, little canoe.
The girl's proven herself a good servant. She'll stay on with you.
Ooh,
See the
that sucks. Arya's gonna be hanging out with the mountain.
You need sour cherries to make it right.
Oh God, I haven't seen hot pie in a long time.
And you break them with a mallet.
I
That's
figured
where
he
the
would have
real
been
flavour
killed
is.
or something.
You crush them up
Didn't
really
Off
fine.
screen.
And
Bye.
then when you finish,
Off screen somewhere.
Second.
Do you have to do that here?
I like to keep my hands clean.
Yes, but do you have to do it here? And how did you accomplish this marked drop in thievery?
Me and the lads rounded up all the known thieves.
For questioning?
No. It's just the unknown thieves we need to worry about now.
We talked about this.
Aye, we talked about it.
Just rounded them all
Have you
up.
ever been in a city under siege? We could throw books at his men.
we don't have that many books.
We don't have that many men either.
What do we have?
Pig shit.
Oh, effective weapons. And they digging snowy graves for themselves. The weird symbol in the snow.
Must be dragon glass.
Dragon glass.
Oh, that looks fancy.
I'm sorry. Oh. Where were you?
Oh, there he is. Where has he been?
Tywin Lannister was right here.
Who else will she pick?
All right. Jack and Hagar.
Oh. Conflict.
Gods are not mocked. This is no joking thing.
I'm not joking. Man can go kill himself.
Unname me.
No.
Unnamed me.
A girl lacks honor.
Shrugs.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's an interesting loophole in his little agreement.
A girl must obey.
A girl will obey.
I have a certain sympathy for odd little boys.
You and Varys both.
Excellent lamprey
There,
pie.
see.
Who's slaving away in the kitchen all day?
His place is not on the battlefield.
Not on the throne either. Sadly
Yeah,
for
ain't
all
that
of
right?
us.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
scowl.
Yeah, I'd say you possess above average intelligence.
You've shipped off my only daughter. And now you want to send my eldest son to the battlefield to die.
Why are you happy?
Because I have your little whore.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
You need me.
For what? Your skill in battle? Pretty thing.
Jeez.
And if he dies, there isn't a man alive who could devise a more painful death for your little cunt.
Oh.
Cersei and
How do I
Tyrion
know
just
you haven't-
sparring each other again. Oh.
Oops.
Not the right one.
Wrong one.
He's got to save face though.
I'm sorry they hurt you.
Just gonna go along with it.
Don't forget me.
Never.
This is good.
will hurt you for this. A day will come when you think you are safe and
This
happy,
is great.
and your joy will turn to ashes in your mouth. There are people who want to hurt me.
I know. I won't let them. I'll cut off their faces. I will.
Jeez.
Promise me.
I'm yours, and you're mine.
Perfect relationship.
Any Ironborn who surrender will be allowed to return safely to their homes. Any Ironborn with the exception of Theon Greyjoy.
Yeah.
He betrayed our cause. He betrayed me.
Theon needs to pay.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. You told me of your problems, and
I mean, that was a pretty good story.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't want you to marry.
He's in love. We knew it.
Uh-oh.
I hope it's a very beautiful bridge.
Screw the bridge.
Title.
Yeah. It was destiny. Finally, a relationship I can accept. You know?
We have to trust him.
Yeah, something tells me that he probably was pretty literal about them just walking through. He's probably just gonna murder everyone.
Stay here if you're afraid.
Yeah, that guy's dead. I mean, they probably are just all dead.
He took care of it. Told you to just go.
They need to just keep that guy around because clearly he gets stuff done. He's like the most efficient killer around.
But now I'm the rightful king by every law of Westeros. And when I sit the Iron Throne, you'll be my hand.
Well, that could be fun. I don't know. I like him, but I think Tyrion is a lot better as the hand.
I expect you'll be the first Crabber's son to wear the badge.
Davos moving on up in the world.
Oh God, it's Joffrey again.
Supposed to know everything.
A brave choice, Your Grace. I'm sure your men will line up behind you.
They say Stannis never smiles. I'll give him a red smile. From ear to ear.
He's all talk. It sounds like he's all until it actually happens. Yeah.
I wish we could converse as two honest, intelligent men.
I wish we could too.
What do you want? Why are all the gods such vicious cunts? Where is the god of tits and wine?
Daenerys Targaryen lives. She has 3 dragons.
One game at a time, my friend.
I guess we'll just deal with them later. They're not a big threat right now.
Let them grow, I guess, and then we'll see.
Oh, those burnt children bodies are still just hanging.
Yeah, I'm just hanging him off out there.
His wife too.
No, sure.
He's just gonna look the other way.
Who was that out there, hung up at the gates?
Must have been the farmer's boys.
Oh no.
Killed them.
Yeah.
Lads suffered enough.
Big old Hodor just hogging the whole thing. Yay! I mean, I kind of figured they were alive, but yay!
Confirmed. Brandon and Rickon were not burned.
Good for them.
Good for them staying alive.
Yeah. I mean, unlike the 2 corpses that were up there.
Beyond just paying the farmer for killing his sons.
Basically. Thanks.
Yeah. Woo! Episode 8, we kicked off with Yara Greyjoy showing up at Winterfell, telling her brother he's doing a terrible job.
He is.
Telling him he was an idiot for burning those kids.
Yeah.
We see at the end of the episode, little Osha sneaking around stealing food. And Brandon, Rickon live with Hodor, Osha, and now Maester Luwin knows that they're alive as well. So, how'd you feel about everything at Winterfell?
It was pretty decent. The young Greyjoy sucks. I mean, what else is new, it seems like, this season? Terrible leader. Even when he's a leader, he still gets clowned on. So I guess that's kind of a fun thing. Just how that shows to show you how terrible he is at being a leader in general. I guess at least for now, I hope that somebody puts him in his place in more ways than one, whether it be Robb or someone else along the way. But glad that Bran and Rickon and Hodor and Osha and all them are alive. I figured they weren't going to die like that off screen. I figured it'd be a little bit more important for them to just. I'd be upset if they just kill them off like that. Just Theon just burns their corpses just off screen like that.
Then we did see Jon Snow captive from the wildlings, and Ygritte convinces them to spare his life to get even that score up, on top of probably her own personal motives, it seems. Gets into a little bit of an argument with the other man from the Night's Watch, who asks him to kind of infiltrate the wildlings, and John says no, but the man puts on the ruse anyway and pushes John down the hill. We also see Samwell wondering if John is dead, and everybody else says, duh, yeah, he's dead. But they come across this thing that has the First Men's sigil on it, and underneath they find a little package with a horn and dragon glass. So, what did you think of everything beyond the wall?
I mean, it was probably one of the more least exciting storylines to me, just because it's kind of where we are really like taking our time with it, just kind of coasting along at this point. And that's not to say I dislike the characters, because I do like everyone involved in that storyline. It's just they're just not giving me enough, I guess, at least especially with this episode. John and Ygritte, they're having their banter and their lovely tension. But the dragon glass was really cool looking. I don't know what that really entails. I'm intrigued to see where that goes in the future, just because it looks really cool. Hopefully, Samwell and John and all them get to reunite eventually.
And then Arya overhears Tywin's meeting, in which he discusses that they are about to march on Robb Stark. So she runs down to find Jaqen Hagar and asks him to run out there and kill Tywin right now, which he's like, I can't grant you that. Instead, she named him in order to kind of blackmail him into finding a way to let her Hot Pie and Gendry escape, and he obliges, and they are walking right out of that gate at the end of the episode. So how did you feel about Arya this episode?
I thought it was pretty good. I think her scenes are always entertaining, even if she's not like doing anything super duper crazy. Jaqen Hagar is very entertaining, even if even if his lines are very brief and they're in the third person usually. I hope to see him again. I hope this isn't gonna be one. I hope we do continue to see him, just because I do find him to be an intriguing character. Cool that he killed everybody and they get to just walk out of the castle just scot free, and it'll be interesting to see where the adventure takes them next, as they're off on their own little adventure outside of that area.
Then in King's Landing, we saw Cersei very smugly bring in Roz, who she thought was Tyrion's whore girlfriend. Thankfully, though, Tyrion's quick on his feet, and Roz played along with the whole ordeal. So she's now captive and was told if Joffrey dies, she dies a slow, horrible death. But that doesn't mean Shay is still safe and alive. They caught the wrong one.
Yeah, Tyrion is good.
We also saw him trying to make up a game plan with Varys and Bronn. And then Tyrion and Varys have their discussion near the end of the episode. Starts off with Joffrey saying he's going to run up and greet Stannis himself and give him a red smile from ear to ear.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see.
Good luck, Joffrey.
I'd love to see him try.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario. Actually, you do that, Joffrey. Please run up and greet Stannis at the door, please. And then Tyrion kind of just gives more of his backstory to Varys, and Varys alerts Tyrion that Daenerys is still alive, and she does have her 3 baby dragons. So how did you feel about everything in King's Landing with Tyrion, Cersei, and Varys?
I thought it was really entertaining. I've always loved Tyrion. I'm really liking, it seems like almost every episode lately we get like a kind of interesting, heated exchange between Tyrion and Cersei. And they seem to continue to be very entertaining in conversations, especially in the context of the show, and the threats that they make at each other. And I just love that Tyrion was quick on his feet and, was okay with Roz and all that plans. And Cersei felt very proud of herself. Like she got the upper hand on Tyrion, and she really didn't in retrospect. Bronn's always great. I think Bronn and Tyrion are some of them, I think them together make for some of the best moments in the show so far, at least comedically. I don't know about that stuff with Varys. Here we're talking about Daenerys. It seems like they're not very worried about her. I don't know if that's a good idea to not worry about the person who has 3 dragons. I feel like that's like a really bad thing to not worry about them if you're just going to let them.
One game at a time, please. Let them just grow up over there.
We'll deal with them later, because they talked. Well, Tywin not that long ago brought up talking about dragons and all that stuff, and I'm thinking I feel like a dragon, and especially 3 dragons in a battle, is very good for your odds at winning a battle, because it's like, how do you take on a dragon, let alone 3 of them? And the stuff with Joffrey, Joffrey's a terrible leader, and he's just all talk and no bite, and hopefully maybe he does at least try and act like he's cool and stands up to Stannis, and Stannis beats him down. So.
Well, then Daenerys just had the one pretty quick scene of her and Jorah, where Jorah's trying to convince her to go get that ship he just got for her and head on to Astapor. And she's like, no, I'm not leaving the dragons here and fleeing. Had some pretty strong simp energy for her this episode.
Yeah, he does. It does seem to grow a lot per episode.
Not too much with Daenerys this episode.
No, it was a fine part of the episode. Like, I didn't hate it or anything. It was a nice little exchange. It's just, I guess, because there's so many storylines, like I've said before several times, like you can only give so much screen time to each one. So I guess in this episode, she got the short end of the stick.
And I would say probably the bigger part of the episode was with Robb and his camp. So we first start off learning that Catelyn Stark set Jaime Lannister free and is having Brienne escort him back to King's Landing. So we saw a little bit of Brienne and Jaime on the road together.
I thought that was great. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the episode, even though it was so brief.
Yeah. So they're on a little tiny boat going down the river right now. But we saw Robb obviously not happy at all with his mother and what she just pulled. So she's now under guard 24/7. But in the meantime, Robb and Talisa continue to get very cozy, and we learn a little bit about Talisa's backstory and why she chose kind of the life she did. We also saw Lord Karstark a little bit more this episode and his real anger toward Catelyn Stark.
Yeah, he was very not happy.
By the end of the episode, Robb says, "I don't want to marry the Frey girl." And she agrees. She says, "I don't want you to marry her either." That must have been some great bridge. And then things got hot and steamy in the little council room. So how did you feel about Robb's entire story this episode?
I think it was kind of the right thing to do, at least in the short term, to lock away his mom after she kind of just let go his most valuable trade piece.
Yeah.
He has no bargaining chips anymore at all. He doesn't have Jaime. They have all the bargaining chips, even though some of them are scattered and they don't, they're not in the accurate places that they assume. No, that was a bad move on Catelyn's part. At least it causes us to have an entertaining journey with Brienne and Jaime, because they clearly are not going to get along on this adventure. So I think that's going to make for some really entertainment on the same level as the kind of entertainment I love when it comes to Tyrion and Bronn. I think Robb's storyline is probably it seems to be taking the forefront, at least as we get closer to the end of the season, especially with all of the battles it seems to be leading up to towards the end of the season, maybe carrying over in the 3rd season. I don't know. So I guess it's nice that at least before everything goes to shit, basically, he at least gets to profess his love for Talisa, and they get to at least, enjoy each other for one night before all hell breaks loose, potentially.
And then we did see just quickly Davos giving us his backstory as well, how he came up from being a poor crabman's son. But Stannis says if he takes over the kingdom, he will be the hand of the king there. We also did hear Stannis should be arriving at King's Landing if the winds are good within the next day. So that confrontation is certainly right in our face now as he has closed on the capital.
It's getting up there. We're getting to the end of that. It's going to be intriguing to see how that battle goes. I imagine we're going to see this battle, and it's going to be very intense.
So with that, with Stannis on the move, with Robb and Talisa Catelyn locked away, Brienne and Jaime on the move, Daenerys preparing to go into the House of the Undying, and now Arya out of Harrenhal. What are your predictions for the last couple of episodes of season 2?
Well, I imagine at least it's almost practically guaranteed that it's going to be a battle, between Stannis's men and at King's Landing. So I'm imagining that's going to probably be some sort of big epic battle. That's going to be pretty cool. Whether or not Joffrey's involved in a great deal of it, maybe obviously I would hope that he dies, but just knowing how Joffrey is, he probably will just run away before it gets too serious. I think Daenerys will end up getting her dragons back, in some shape or form. Whatever she'll do whatever she has to do to get them back. So I think that she'll get them back somehow from the creepy people in the House of the Undying and all of his doppelgangers that he can create. I mean, there's so many storylines. I hope that Jon gets to survive and gets to prosper and gets to see Samwell and all them again. I don't know if it'll be by the end of this season, but maybe eventually. I feel like Theon and Robb eventually are going to have a quarrel of some kind. Hopefully Theon gets taken out.
You don't want Theon to stay the Prince of Winterfell?
No, I think he's kind of like, I think at this point, he completely just turned his back on the Starks and has become like a terrible tyrant in a sense. Though I don't know if he's redeemable anymore.
So, for episode 8, your faves and least faves.
Favorites, Tyrion. I know I feel like I'm a broken record always saying Tyrion, especially, and Bronn especially. I thought Robb was really good this episode, even Talisa. I guess them together is kind of like a package deal. Daenerys wasn't really in it. Yeah, I guess that covers everybody. At least I can think of that. Well, Brienne is always pretty badass. Her limited screen time, she makes up for in entertainment value. Least favorites. Joffrey's still the worst imaginable I can imagine. It's got to be Joffrey, and then Theon, Jaime. I feel like those are a solid top 3 people I'm not a big fan of. I guess Arya would be in my top as well, even though the thing is with her is she always has a couple scenes, but they usually are they're pretty good scenes.
How about your friend Jock in there?
Yeah. I want to see him again. I hope this is the final straw for him as far as but I just want to know what the rest of his future holds in the series, if there is a future in the series.
That was our reaction and discussion for season 2, episode 8, Prince of Winterfell. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos, including each and every one of our reactions. Also, make sure that you subscribe and follow Tyler. So you want to let them know where they can find you, Tyler?
Yeah, sure. If you just check up my name on here, you'll find my channel where I do reviews, reactions, and all that stuff over on there. And on Twitter and Instagram, it's Tyler Calvert.
All right, perfect. And make sure to join in on the discussion either by hitting us up over on Twitter or leaving your comments down below. Let us know what you thought of episode 8. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.